Finally, a woman in Southern California gives birth to octuplets. Octuplets, that's 8. Not exactly a miracle, given the woman was implanted with over a dozen embryos and then artificially pumped full of semen. The nation learned that this same woman already had 6 children, all of which had been the result of artificial insemination. My guess is this woman is having babies because she likes the attention it brings her. You ignorant, selfish, in vitro slut. Don't you know there are children starving in Africa? Children that need to be adopted? Have you ever heard of the term social responsibility? If there is one clear problem on planet Earth, it's overpopulation. The world has limited resources, see? That means not enough food and fuel to go around, see? That's the cause of all these wars, understand? Can you imagine what would happen if every couple out there had 4 to 5 children each? I won't get into the mathematics, but in a very short time we'd all be fucking starving to death. And while we're on the subject, there's a family down south that has 18 children. Jim Bob, the husband, and Michelle, the wife, have a website that pays tribute to their accomplishments. In fact, they have a DVD and a book that headlines, 18 and counting. Implying, of course, that more are on the way. What the hell is wrong with these people? Are they trying to arrange the ultimate 11-on-11 Thanksgiving family football game? When asked why do they continue to have children, Jim Bob responds, it's God's will. Clearly it must be God's will because there is no other logical explanation for this madness. Unless, of course, you consider that Jim Bob and Michelle have their own TV show on the Discovery Channel. And perhaps they are quite enjoying profiting off their own children. Here's a bit of warning, Jimbo. You ever see what happens to a child that grows up under the bright lights of TV cameras? Perhaps it is all God's will. But have you ever considered, Jim Bob, that it's God's will to make an example out of you? Have you ever considered that God, using my voice and internet technologies, wills the world to watch this episode of the Black and White News, so that when they hear the name Jim Bob, they will immediately associate that name with the most selfish asshole in the history of the world? Kind of makes you question the whole idea of God's will, doesn't it, Jim Bob? Remember that life is good in America. A lot better than most places. There's really not much to complain about here other than a few idiots walking around. But if we don't complain about those idiots, then there will never be any progress.